Tell us.
Okay, in the first place, while I was trying to practice what we have done so far,
Okay.
I find it difficult putting in WBS level 3. So that
Come again. Hold on.
Okay,
Come again with your question.
Okay, on activities window.
Okay.
You know, they say that each activity is unique in itself. So there's a place you use the NDT, non-destructive testing. I could not replicate it on the second, after doing it the first time. The second time, I could not replicate it. I couldn't grasp the way you did it that day. I don't know if you get it.
Can you quickly share your screen and let's see what you are doing?
Oh, okay.
Is that possible? Hello?
Okay, let me try it.
Okay, let me give you this present. Okay, I'll make you a presenter. So just share your screen.
Okay.
So if you don't know what to do, let us know, okay? So I can guide you through.
Okay. I'm trying to open my Primavera P6 window.
So you can share your screen first. Then you can proceed with opening your Primavera.
Okay. Okay, how do I share the screen? I have clicked share.
Okay, when you click share, a dialog box will appear, right?
Yes.
You will see entire and you see window. Click on the entire. Have you done that?
No, I saw window and I saw screen.
Okay, click on window and click on screen.
Okay.
Okay, it's up now. We can see it.
Okay.
Okay, now maximize your PCs. Let your PCs full your screen. Click on the middle button, top right.
Yeah.
Okay, that's great. All right, tell us, what's the issue?
So this is, at this point, I was able to do it on installation. This is the NDT.
Okay.
And I know that during commissioning also, there was another place I was supposed to
fabrication.
do.
Fabrication.
Okay, is it fabrication?
Yeah.
So I was not able to do it the second time.
Can you do it again? Do it now, let's see. Can you do it now, let's see.
There was a way you copied it.
Anything you want to do, just do it, let's see. We are looking at you, let's see what you are doing. You want to copy the NDT, right?
Yeah, yes.
And copy it now, click on it, do Control C, or you right click and say copy.
Okay, I've copied
And
it.
click on where you want to paste it. Click on the WBS you want to paste it.
That should be on testing and commissioning.
No, that should be fabrication. Now that's where you do NDT. NDT is fabrication and installation. That's where you do it.
Okay. So I click, right click and paste. A dialog box is brought out.
Okay. Click on OK. Click on OK. That's all now. Is there any difficulty?
Okay. Then secondly,
Where is it?
fro-
So that's it. Any difficulty? So now what you need to do is to change that. You can see it's installation now. So you change
yes.
the INS to
Okay.
fabrication.
Okay. Then again, if you check through these activities, they are not aligned serially. I've tried this severally, trying to.
Right. All right. So look up. You see where you see look up. You see where the right up. You see where the right activity ID. Before the
Activity
site.
ID. Yes, I've seen it.
If you click on it, it will sort it for you. Just click there. You find out that it will sort it alphabetic. If you sort it ascending order.
Okay,
Just click there.
I've clicked it. It has done that.
Yeah. So that's how it works.
Okay. All right. Then again, if you check through this work, you can see that the this activity icon is not being displayed here.
Okay.
So I don't know if there's a step I missed. The activity icon is not being displayed.
No step. You don't miss any step. You just to bring it out.
Okay.
So we'll talk about that later.
Okay. Then finally, I didn't get some of this during allocation of duration. I didn't get all of them. I would have completed this. I didn't get all of them. That's all.
Okay, so but the video is we have the videos now. You know watch the video.
I watched it, but the figures they are very fancy. They are not that legible. Yes.
So you don't wait until class and before you raise things like this up, right? At any point you find out that you cannot get, because by now you suppose at least you are expected to meet up with this. You understand? So raise your concern. That's why we have that platform. Raise your concern that you were not able to see the values from the video. Is very faint. It also helped me. I can start looking for other ways because I do compress some of those videos and post it on WhatsApp. So I may stop the WhatsApp posting and send it on YouTube where we can download it the way it is.
Okay.
So please, when you have comments like this, don't keep it to yourself. Raise it up.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks so much.
All right. Well done. And nice work.
Okay.
So any other question? Who else do we have on the call? Amubo, you are good now, right? Okay, so because of your question, I will start today by teaching us how to export our P6 file, okay? So that at the end of the class, we can share, I will share the export. Okay, let's just proceed. I will do the export later, but I'll be doing the export at the end of the class and share, so you will be seeing the PDF file for what we have done, so you can continue from there. Okay, so today we want to look at how to link our pro activity. Okay, I hope you are the one that answered the question concerning. You answered a question concerning the duration. That the duration is not moving, right? Yeah, Jude, I'm talking to you.
Oh, okay. I said I didn't get all the allocations.
No, I mean there was a day you answered that the duration. is not moving, like it's just within a particular range. Or James, I think someone asked that question.
Yeah, I did.
Okay. So now, after your link, after we have added the duration, it actually moves a bit. So after the linking, okay, so it will now move finally. Okay, so linking will now enables you to get the start and finish date of each of those projects and the duration. So let's start. I will open my P6 by typing P6, and I see it up here. I click on it. I log in and allow the software to load. Okay. So when the software is done loading, I will simply go back and open the project I want to work on. Okay, which is the commissioning and installation of 16 inches pipe, including add-on valve. So I'll go back to that project. All right, so this is where PCs have actually brought me, but I will go back to my project. I click on Enterprise. I click on Project. Then I want to continue from where we stop. I will take this first project here. I will right click and I will click on Open. So I'll allow it to open. So this is the project that we worked on. So we're able to put all the whole activities, and we'll also include the duration, okay? So we also include the durations, and the durations are in days. So now next thing we want to do is to link it. And when we talk of linking, we also talk about relationship. And as earlier mentioned, that we have 3 types of relationship. One of them is start to start, and the second one is finish to start. The third one is, let me get it typed here. So the third one is start to finish, and lastly is finish to finish. Okay, so these are the types of relationship. Okay. So we have 4 of them here. Okay, types of linking. We have 4 of them here. Okay, so first one is finish to start. So finish to start means that activity number 1 must finish before you start activity number 2. So let's look at the implication here. So now, how do you know the type of relationship to put? You must understand the logic that exists between each activity. Now we are looking at activity 1, which is general 0, general 1000 and general 1010. So what relationship exists between these 2 activities? I will now ask myself some little questions. Also note, if you can't answer the questions, you now start thinking of your team, your engineer, your project manager, those who have the information so they can give you the answer. I will ask myself a question. What is that question? Will I be able to finish contract award before we start kickoff meeting, or can I start both of them together, which is start to start? So this is the question I'm answering myself right now. And the answer to this question is, since the same people that will be going for the contract award is also the same people that will be going for the kickoff meeting. So the answer to my question means I must finish contract award before I go for kickoff meeting. So as such, I will use finish to start. I don't know if that picture is clear. So now finish to start means the first activity, which is contract award, must finish before you can start the second activity. It's just as simple as that, right? Pretty fine. Then let's look at the second one. Second one here is start to start. So now let's now look for another scenario. It simply means the 2 activities should start at the same time, which means different persons are doing it, and we are not sharing equipment. So as such, they can start at the same time. Okay, so let's look at the second activity here. For kickoff meeting and site visit, can two of them start at the same time? The question is, who and who is going for the kickoff meeting and who is going for the site visit? Okay, but officially, you must finish your kickoff meeting before you schedule site visit. So it's pretty fine that we must go for the kickoff meeting before we can start thinking of the site visit. And as such, you now find out that it is what? Finished to start as well. Okay. Now let's look at another one under procurement. Is it a must that we must finish procurement of spool before we are going to start buying the valve? The answer is no. Why must you wait after buying the pipe and they come in? We now start ordering for the valve. Is it not going to cost us much? Why not buy both of them and put them in the same vehicle? That will not cost us less, right? And take us little time. So that's the logic behind it. So this one now will now be start to start. You will now link both of them start to start. Okay. Now, let me explain the next one. Next one is start to finish. So start to finish is a logic that the first activity must finish before the second activity must start before the first activity will finish. So we don't use it common, it's not commonly used, but the situation where you can see it is this. Let's say in a security post, if you watch those of us that are working, you'll find out that when you come to work in the morning, you'll find out that by 6 o'clock, the security guys are already at the gate. They resume work by 6. They close by 6. So you find out that if perhaps the person that will replace them, because as they are closing, night shift is resuming. If perhaps the person that will replace security A, one reason or the other, couldn't meet up by 6 o'clock, security A cannot close. Security A must wait until the person that will replace him starts. He cannot finish. So in critical situation like that, whereby there should be no lapses, right? The second person must start before you say the first has finished. As a matter of fact, we say you should use start to finish. Second must start before the first can finish. X, that relationship is not useful in that particular activity, okay? Then we have finish to finish. So now finish to finish that state that the second activity, that activity A must finish before activity B can be confirmed finish. He said activity A must finish before activity B will be confirmed finish. So what is the meaning? For instance, you are building a house and you are done with all the whole critical job, is remaining plastering and painting. And you have plastering and painting as an activity. Plastering activity A and painting activity A and plastering activity B. So the finish to finish now state that the painting guy cannot tell you he has finished until the plastering man confirm finish. And it makes sense. So you are the guy working as a painter. This guy is working as a mason that is doing the plastering. So the painter cannot come and say, "Okay, pay me my money, I don't finish." Why? The plastering guy have not reported completed. Because the plastering must finish before painting will finish. So in such case, you'll use finish to finish, okay? This is just a scenario where you are going to use it. Now let's look at it practically. But before I go into the practical, let me ask, do we have questions? Is there anything that is confusing with what I've explained? You can unmute and speak. If you don't have questions, just unmute and tell me you are good.
I'm good.
Okay.
I'm good.
Okay, okay. So that's great. All right, let's start the second one. Let's now start how to do it practically, okay? So now how do you now do this linking practically in your schedule? Okay, so now to do it practically is very simple. First thing you do is you go to your tax, your detail window. So look at the detail window down here. So I will look at here. Now come check whether you have relationship. You can see my relationship here. But if you don't have relationship, please right click anywhere that is empty here. Look at my cursor here, anywhere empty here, not up, not here, not here. But within this line now, where you have this bosses, status, general, resources. So within here, the empty part of it, right click there, you will see this thing. Remember, if you right click anywhere that is not here, let's say for instance, you right click up, you will see a different thing. If you also right click down, you will see a different thing here. This thing you are seeing here is for this predecessor. Okay. Take note of all this. If you right click here, you will see only this one. So please take note, you will place your cursor close to this on the empty side, you right click. When you right click, you choose customize. Under this customize, you see something like this, you will check for relationship here. If you see relationship, let's say look at it here. Let me push it back. Let me start afresh. I just removed the relationship so you see how you can bring it out. So for those who their own is not there, you right click, you click on customize, you see the relationship here, you click on it, then you click on this add to list button, you see the relationship is here. If your relationship comes here, you can use this one to move it down. Okay, if this is the relationship, you can move it down. Let's say it appears here, you can move it down. Okay, and you have it here. Then you click on apply and click on okay. You will see your relationship here. So you click on your relationship. So when you click on relationship, you will see predecessor. You also see successor. Okay. So down here, like me now, I'm not seeing the add button. So you need to move it up to see the add button in case you're not seeing. But if you're seeing your assign button here, your own is good. So I just click on, watch where my cursor is, this line here. Between the bar, you see this bar that you can use to navigate right and left. You see this bar, okay? Between this bar and this down details bar. Okay, so you click there, your cursor will change to this sign. You left click, hold down your left marks, then you drag up. So if I drag, you see my assign has come out. These are the two things you need to take note of. You will see your assign here, your assign in the successor and predecessor side. Okay. If you have done this, we can now proceed. I will now start from the first one. I will start from the first one. I'll click on the first one. Now, please take note. The principle of linking said start from the beginning. Linking said you should start from the beginning and link them with successor all through. So you start beginning and start linking from the successor to from the number one using the successor to the last activity, okay, which is pretty fine. So first thing I do here is this. I come here. I go to my successor, look at the successor. I click on assign. Okay. Now, when I click on assign, I can raise. I like seeing this boss. I raise it up. I draw it down a little bit. The first one here, look at here, 1, right? Successor, you can see the successor, assign successor boss. I click on the second one, right? Head and I click on add. You see this assign. And when you click on assign, please just click once. If you click 2 times, you will see it 2 times. You see it here 2 times, and it's not good. Okay, please make sure you are clicking once. Let me delete it. I want to remove it. I click on the one I want to remove. No, it's 2. I click on this. I click on remove. It say confirm this. I say yes, and it disappears. So make sure you click it once, not with mouse. Just tap on it. It will come down here, right? Remember, we have agreed that the relationship that exists between these two is contract award and kickoff is start to start. You can see it here and finish to start is here. If you want to see others, you see the 4 relationship. I will leave it like this. Okay. Please take note. Look at what I did. I click on the first one and I click on the second one inside this box. Then I click on assign. and I have it. I will go to the second one here, one step here. I'll click on meeting. I will come back here. I'll click on site visit. I will also click on assign. So the relationship between site visit and kickoff meeting is also finished to start. They must finish the kickoff meeting before they go and visit the site. Please take note, very important. I will go back to the P6 here. I will click on site visit. I will come back here. I will click on procurement of spools. So I will press assign. When I press assign, you now see it here. Then the relationship that exists is also finished to start because they must come back from site visit. Then if there are specification or recommendation, that's what we'll now use to start the procurement. Okay. So now, when I now come under procurement to the next procurement, I now still do the same thing. I click on this procurement. Then I come here. I go to the next procurement of valve. Okay, remember here is procurement of spool. Here is procurement of valve. Here will be always up and this one will be down. Take note. Then I click on assign. So this one now will be start to start because the two procurements should start at the same time. So I click on start to start. Okay. Oh, now I will stop here for now. Let's go and look at the implication of what we are doing inside our project. Now, nothing is showing here, right? So if nothing is showing on your own, what you need to do is to double click on this. You can see this screw bar, this thing that I'm scrolling here now, front and back. You see, I just click on it and it come out. Just double click on it. You will see your bar will come out. So you will see what we have done so far. This line, that is what we have linked. We have actually linked. This is the line we are linking. All these things we see us doing is to link this line. Okay. What I've succeeded in doing is very simple, is to link this line. You see where I stop? I stop at procurement, and that's where the line stop. Okay. If this line is not showing in your own, please take note again. All you need to do is to come here. You see relationship, for relationship line. All you need to do is to come here, look for relationship line. If this line is not showing in your own, click on it. Like now, you can see my own relationship line. You can also see the symbol. I click here, and you see the line has disappeared. If I go and check on it again, the line has come back. Okay, this is what you need to do. So nothing to panic. So now to look at the effect of what I've done, I will click on this. Look for this clock. Hello, can anyone hear me?
Yes, I'm hearing you.
Can you see my screen?
No, we can't see it.
No, we can't see it.
At which point do you stop seeing it? At which point did you stop seeing it?
I saw the relationship lines, you know that.
Okay.
That was the last.
All right, just let me know when the screen is up. Can you see my screen now?
Not yet.
Is it up?
Okay, it's up now. It's up.
All right. Okay, so as I said, this is the relationship line. So you can click it. If your line is not showing, please just look for it. It might not be in this exact position, but if you look for it, all through the screw bar, you will see it. Okay, you just check it. When you check it, you find out that it will be faint. Like now, if I check it, it's white. Or if I check it, it will be faint. It means it's active. Okay. So next thing I need to do is, well, I want to see the effect of this scheduling now. Now look at my start and finish date. You see my start date here. My start date here on this particular WBS, let me remove this. My start date on this WBS general is 1st and it finishes 15th. Then, but if I go and click on this schedule, you see schedule F9, we call it the clock. Okay, so if you click on schedule here, you find out that automatically the date now will move. Watch. You see the date have moved from here. Now we have from 1st to what? 3rd. 1st of April to 1st of April to 25th of April instead of 15, right? So is this linking that makes your project to determine when it's going to finish? The duration will now extend to cover up the linking will now make your activity to split to indicate when they are going to happen, right? And this will now give you the exact duration of the particular project. Now, this one has changed to 15. The finish date of this one now has also changed to 19th August 2025. Okay. When we are done with it now, you now find out that totally all the project now we cannot determine when it's going to finish. Okay. So I just want us to know the effect. Now let's look at the start to start, how it's been displayed. Watch. Finish to start. This one must finish. We start here on Tuesday. You can see the Tuesday. It must finish. It will finish. It will run for 1 day. It will finish on Wednesday. It will finish on when. Okay. We start on. This should be. Sorry, it's like this is on weekly basis anyway. So and this should be on a weekend. So it's just a day activity. Okay. So it starts. Sorry. Okay. This is it here. So you start on the 1st and finish on the 3rd. So why? Because we have Saturday, Sunday. So that Saturday, Sunday, you are not working. So that's why you have it here to finish on the 3rd. So this one now we start on Thursday, okay? And this one will run through the next week. This will run through the next week, okay? This date is on a weekly basis, okay? So this one we start again, which is the finish to start. We must finish kickoff meeting before we start. And we must finish contract award before we start kickoff meeting. And we must finish kickoff meeting before we start site visit, right? Then when you now look at the two procurement, you find out that they are starting the same day. That's the start to start. That's what it's doing. They're actually starting the same day, okay? So let's proceed with the linking and see how fast we can be, because we just need to finish this linking and enter into resources. Okay, so for me to proceed, now remember I stopped here. I click on where I stopped. And how do you know where you stop? Here, there is no link here. Nothing is here. It means this man have only predecessor. It does not have successor. And what is the predecessor? Is procurement of spool, which is this one. Predecessor means back. Successor means front. So but I need to give it a successor that will come here. Okay. So I will go back to assign, open the assign box. Okay, so under the assign, I will now start. So I will say successor is the next one This one, I'm clicking on procurement of valve. I'll go to the next one. So I'm not clicking the WBS. Take note, all this time I've been clicking. You see all these WBS, general, the commissioning and installation, I did not click them. Watch, if I click them now, you find out that this sign will be faint. Watch. If I click on WBS, you see here is faint. It will not give you room to assign. If I click on this WBS, here will be faint. It will not give you room to assign. But if I click on this activity, if I click on activity here, if I click on activity here, you see it will be active for me to assign. If I click on this, it will be active. If I click on this, it will not still give me room because automatically here we have this has been assigned. So this one will not give me room again. So but if I click on this and I click on this, it will give me room to assign. So always take note in case whenever you click and you find out that this thing is grayed out, if it's grayed out, you should know that you should confirm what you have clicked. Possibly you are clicking the same in 2 places or you are clicking on a WBS. It's something to take note of. So now I will now ask myself another question. Procurement of valve and mobilization to the direct worker, when is it going to happen? So you find out that we can start them concurrently, okay? We can start them concurrently because the indirect workers, they are not actually coming to do the job. They are coming to plan how the job will be done, okay? They are coming to develop procedures and all the rest. So I cannot say assign, but it should be start to start. I click on this, I'll say assign, but it should be start to start. I'll change it here to start to start. Okay, so I will go to the next one. Then these two, I can do it start to start plus. I'll click on the next one here. I will do assign. Then I will do start to start plus possibly some days. Now watch. If I do, let me shift this thing aside. Because these ones now I've linked them start to start. If I schedule here, you will see all of them are here. Now I want this one now, this second one, to shift after 2 days we have started, or let me say after 1 week, or let's say after 3 weeks. Okay, so that 3 weeks is 15 days. So I will come here, I will see this flag, right? Under this one, I will click on mobilize and direct worker. Under direct worker, I will put lag 15. 15 is 3 weeks. I'll press enter. So if I go here and schedule now, you will see what will happen. It will shift. You see it has shifted. Let me scroll so you can see it very well. Look at where it started. After 15 days, which is after half of this project, this one will start running. Take note, you see it's running. And this one will finish while this one will continue. Okay, so I don't want it to do finish to start, but I want it to start, but not the same day. Give me 3 weeks. After it has started, you can start, right? Yes. So is most times in building, in construction work, we use it. You will see a situation whereby they say we want to excavate for foundation. And they say, okay, after digging the foundation for the first day, the second day, you start blinding. The foundation people are still digging while you have started blinding where they have dug already. You now find out that what in planning, what you do is to start, you say plus. You can say plus 1 day, start. After they have finished digging for 1 day, you can now start blinding the next day. And the other persons will continue with the foundation while other people will be blinding. So that's the techniques we use here. I don't know if there's any question. Please, if there's question, let me know. I'm going to rush it now to see how we can finish the linking. Okay. So this is how we do the linking. So the next thing we need to link here is, remember where I stopped. So if you want to know where you stop, you can just click. I click on this one. You see where I stop is here. But if I click on this, you find out that I have linked 2 of them. Then, but when I click on the next one, you see that, look at where I stopped. Okay. Yeah. So now I will continue. This is where I stop. I click on mobilization of equipment and I will do it start to start, because these guys now, they are starting the work. So they need equipment to start the work. So now, when are we going to start cutting? Okay. So now for us to cut, we need to, as soon as the material arrive, this is when we will start cutting. Take note. So in that case, I will do what we call double linking here. First of all, I will link it to this material. Remember, look at where I stopped. Instead of going forward, I went back to procurement, okay? I will link this to finish to start with cutting fabrication works because my materials must arrive before I start fabrication work. So I screw, I will take fabrication work, I will click add, and I will leave it finish to start. You see it here? Measure and cut, finish to start, which means my fabrication can start when my materials have arrived. Just as simple as that. I will now go back to the next one, okay? So this next one now, when are we going to start mobilization of equipment? So I can just link it also to this predecessor. I can link it here, okay? I can link it here. Instead of doing finish to start, I can link it here to do start to start. So we can start cutting as soon as we mobilize. There's no problem, okay? Yeah. So I will go down here and I will now link this one. All these ones now is finished to start. Now let me show you another method of linking. So since I'm going to do finish to start in all of them, pretty fine. What I need to do is I'll click on the first one. And this, I try to minimize this. You see that this space here is much. So what I do is come here, I will drag and close it, okay? So I hold down my shift key. I hold down my shift key. I click on the last one. So what I'm doing is to select everything that is here, okay? I want to do automatic start to start and finish to start. So instead of using that method, I just use this method. I right click. Then I will put link activity. I select link activity here. So you see that there is a link that runs to all of them now. And this link now is start to start and finish to start. You see all of them have finish to start automatically. Okay, so I can now schedule it. So if I schedule it now, you will see that we have finish to start also. Okay, so you can see it now. We have finished to start all through. Okay, so this thing is much. Let me reduce it. How to reduce your Gantt chart? You right click on time scale. So it's under days. Let me make it week and month. I screw up and I select month and week. Okay, I click on apply. I click on OK. So I just want to be seeing less. You know, it's much. So if you click here now, you see everything here. You see the way they are. Yeah. So this is just what I just linked now. Okay. Yeah, I can also go ahead with the next one. So the next one now, look at where I stop. Anytime you click on where you stop, you find out that here is empty. Okay. Look at where I stop. So this to this is also finished to start. So I just click on it. I can use this one. So I'm already on layout. So I'll come here, I'll click on flange and I will say assign, finish to start. Okay. Then I can choose to close this and do the same thing for installation. Okay. For the installation, I will start from this and I will click to this. I will right click and I will say link activity. Okay. So it will still give me the same linking. If I want to see it, I will go and schedule it. I will schedule it and it will appear like this. You can see it now. You can see it now. Okay. Then I will go over to installation. Okay, I'm done with the commissioning. So the same thing with installation. So installation, I'll click on this first one now. I will click on assign under successor. I will take the next one here. I will click OK. So I will also do the same thing because all of them is going to run the same way. Okay, I'll click on it. I'll click on this. I will right click and I will say link activity. Okay, I'm done with that. Next one is touch-up painting and PSSR. So they're also finished to start because you need to finish the touch-up painting before you call for PSSR. So I just do the I'll just do the linking here. I click on touch up painting. I will scroll down here and I will take PSSR. Okay, I'll click on add. It's finished to start. Then I will click on this. Then commissioning the line. I will also click on. I will click on this. I will click on. Sorry, commissioning the line. I will click on commissioning. Then I'll click on add. Okay. Then I'll click on commissioning now. Then I'll come down here. I'll click on housekeeping. Then I'll click on add. So they are going to be finished to start. So you must finish commissioning before you start your housekeeping. So then next thing is under this, I can just click on housekeeping. Then I click on the mob equipment. It should be start to start because we can start doing housekeeping as we are demobbing equipment. Then I also click on as build drawing. And sorry, I say housekeeping and as build drawing. There can be start to start, but I made mistake. I went and link housekeeping to the mob equipment. So I want to remove it. So to remove what you have linked, you use this line or you use this, anyone. So let me use this. I click on it. It prompts me to confirm I'm removing. I say yes. You see, it has deleted it from here. So I will put it in as build drawing and I will do it start to start. So we can be designing the as build drawing as we are doing the housekeeping. Housekeeping is in the field, while as build drawing is in the office. So I go to as build drawing and I put the mob equipment. So yeah, the mob equipment can go. It's equipment, but we can't demob personnel while as build drawing is going on because it's still the same persons. Then the mob equipment and the mob personnel, then I can now do it start to start. I will change it to start to start. Both of them can go concurrently, okay? Then I say the mob personnel and handover. So this one now can happen finish to start. This one can happen finish to start, okay? So I'm done with the link. I close the successor. This is just how to link, okay? Then I schedule my project because I want to see it. Let me minimize this space here. So you now see that under here now, all the whole activity has been linked. So the question remains, how do you know you have finished your linking, successfully done your linking, okay? If I screw up here, I will find out that all of them has been linked. Okay, you can see that all has been linked. Okay, so you see that all has been linked. You see all has been linked. Okay, so now there's something that normally happens. It's an interview question. Then we ask you a question that we said, what is an open-ended activity? So now, let's explain it. Look, remember when I told you that all of them must have, when you click on this relationship, they must have predecessor and successors. But it's only two activities that will not have successor and predecessor. That activities are one, the first activity. Look at this first activity. It have only successor, but there's no predecessor. When we say predecessor, it means like people at the back. Successor means the activity in front. So it have only one activity in front, but it does not have activity at its back. Why? Because it's the first activity. So when you hear open-ended activity, we are actually referring to activity that don't have successor or predecessor, and it must be two. The first activity that starts that project and the last activity. So the first activity will not have predecessor, and the last activity will not have successor, and we call them open-ended activity. Please take note, it's an interview question, right? So whenever you hear it, always reply this way. And next, how they normally answer this question, again, they will answer you, how many open-ended activity do we have in a project or should we have in a project? You tell them two. The first activity that starts that project and the last activity that also end the project. That's the two open-ended activity you can have in a project, okay? I don't know if there's any question. The floor is open, you can answer. So we are done with linking and relationship. Any question? Jude, you can unmute and talk. Can you? Jude, can you hear me?
Yes, I'm hearing you.
Yeah, is there anything that is confusing?
No. If there is, I will indicate.
Okay, so when you start doing the practical, you will understand better. Always feel free to connect whenever you have difficulty. Don't wait till the end of the till next class, so that you'll be able to familiarize what we are doing before then. Okay. So now for the interview question I mentioned, please also something you need to write down. Okay. So that whenever you hear that question, you'll be able to answer it at ease. Then I've shown you the first one. The first one, which is kickoff meeting. That's it here. It doesn't have any predecessor. Let me show you the other one, which is the last one, which is handover. Handover don't have any successor. Let me scroll to the bottom. Okay, this is the bottom. Look at handover. Handover don't have any successor, but they have a predecessor. That's all. If I schedule this project, I will be able to know when this project will finish because I have linked it. So now look at when this project is finished. Let me schedule it. So the project is going to finish 26th August. Because I've linked it, I can now tell my supervisor that this project will finish 26. So if they want me to reduce it, we can start the process. We call it schedule compression. You can compress it, right? We'll also discuss about it. How do you compress a schedule? How do you reduce a schedule, okay? We can start reducing and we can start adding. If they want me to increase, I can start increasing the duration, all those things, okay? So now, next thing we need to understand is the WBS. And look at what you'll be doing when this project has started or during some review meetings, right? They will want to know when each of these WBS is starting. Now, look at this. You find out that this is the entire project. The first one is the entire project. When they ask you, when is the project going to start? You look at this project. If I close it now, it gives me this project. And this is when it's starting. It's starting 1st of April. When is it finishing? Look at when it's finishing, 26th of August. Somebody may ask you, when are we starting procurement? So what you need to do is to go and close procurement, right? You now look at this. Look at when procurement is starting. You can also look at it here. Just look at the WBS that hold procurement. It's starting 25th of April. Okay, and procurement will finish August 19. So what your project managers, most times what you'll be hearing, they'll tell you, no, I want procurement to finish at least, I want it to finish June. So if your project manager tells you, look, I want procurement to finish June, right? So you can now come here and say, okay, what can I do for this procurement to finish June? Okay, it can be reduction of duration. Hey, the duration is too much. Let's do it in 14 days. I will change this to 14. I'll press enter. I will reschedule it. So automatically now you find out that procurement is now finishing June 18. You understand? So this is how you play around it. Sometimes it can be, okay, make it start to start, or if it's start to, this one is already start to start. Had it been is finished to start, you can say make it start to start, right? Instead of reducing the duration, you can make it start to start, and you see the duration we reduce, okay? So we call it schedule compression, but there are other logic that are involved. So we'll discuss it as a topic, okay? Well, basically, this is how to know when each of them is finishing. You'll be hearing when is fabrication starting. You come to fabrication here and you say, this is WBS for fabrication. It's starting October 17th. When is it finishing? It's finishing 28th of January 2026. Okay, so you start seeing all these things pretty fine and well aligned. Okay, so somebody can ask you, when are we starting installation works? Installation work will start on the 24th of March, 2026. You understand? When are we finishing installation works? We is going to finish by June 4, 2026. So these are the updates you as a planner needs to be providing. And they will be answering you all these questions often. They will be answering you all these questions often. When are we starting this? When are we finishing this? When are we starting this? When are we finishing this? Right? No. We need to reduce it. It's too much. No. Are you sure that material will come in? Please give it a window of 3 weeks. You'll be hearing all these things, okay? It's the normal language, okay? All you need to do is to follow suit and adjust it. So we are done with linking. If there are questions, please, you can ask. But if there are no questions, if we are good, we move over to the next item in our scope, which is, we move over to the next item in our scope, which is resources. So any question? Omubo Jude, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. So does it mean that the relationship that exists among activities determines it also impacts on the finishing date of the entire project?
Yes. Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So next thing is resources. Now, what is resources? The people that will do this job, you need to assign them in this job. So we use Primavera to manage the resources we are going to use on site. So we want to know the persons that we have, the people we have actually budgeted to use in this project, right? And we call it resources. Okay. So it's very, very simple. Now, when the project is about to start, the HR, remember when we talk about the knowledge area, the job of the HR is to recruit. So, but the HR needs to know who to recruit. So let me now tell you how the recruitment process starts. One is the project manager, because of his previous experience, can wake up and tell you, okay, for this project, I've done it before, and look at how we did it. We use 7 months, like this one now. We use 10 mechanical craft and 2 mechanical engineer. We use 3 filter, the filter guys, and we use 4 welders. We also use a site engineer, 1 site nurse. So the project manager can just tell you, use pen or in Excel, write out the personnel he felt that will be used in this project. So he's not out of track, right? But as a planner, there's what we call productivity. So you will work in line with the productivity rate of those workers to generate a tangible resources. And when you generate it, you now load it in your schedule. And when you load it, you now find that if the resources the project manager have listed out can do the job. If it can do the job, good and fine. In some cases, it might not be able to do the job. You need more resources. You also advise the project manager. See, for us to execute this project and finish it on time, we need to use so and so resources, so and so number of persons. X will not be able to finish it because you have resource loaded, and it's now obvious that it cannot be finished within that period of time. Then the next aspect is, what if the project manager is now using more resources? The resources he has listed is much. After resource loading, you find out that some resources will be idle. They don't have anything to do. Okay, so what will you do? You also call the project manager and you advise better. Tell him you don't need such amount of resources. We need to, we can, this so and so number of persons can do this job. Then if the project argue you we normally advise them to, okay, if you felt it will not work, what will happen? Don't employ all of them at the same time, right? Let them be interviewed and keep on standby. When we need them, we call them and give them contract. They start. Then you now test run what you have planned. So when you start using what you have planned to use and the project is sleeping, there are more work to do. There is no person to do it. You can now call those guys as the project manager have recommended. But if at the end of the day things are going well, so there's no need, then the project manager will now build confidence in you. Say, yes, this guy knows what he's doing. So this is how we work with the project manager to resource load our schedule. Always remember, even when you don't know the people that will do it, always talk with your project manager and your project team right? So they will advise you. Some of the job here now, when we start resource loading now, you will find out that we might not know the right craft or the right skill that is required for it. So, but when we talk with our engineers, they will tell us the people that can do it. Then I mentioned something, productivity rate. Productivity rate is very important. It will make you to estimate your resources very well, okay? The question remains, what is productivity rate? Let me just explain it in a layman term. Productivity rate is just the ability, the effort of a worker in line with the quantity of work he will be able to deliver. Let me use a common work that most of us is familiar with, which is building of house, block laying. It currently in Nigeria today, a mason man will be asked to lay at least 75 blocks a day. So that 75 blocks can be used as a benchmark that a mason minimum he can lay is 75 minimum. He can lay more than that, but we say minimum is 75, which means if I have 150 blocks to lay, right? I have option. I have a lot of options. And one of the options can be employ one mason to lay it for 2 days. The second option can be employ 2 mason and lay it for 1 day. So the productivity rate is that a mason can lay 1 block, 75 blocks. So it that depends on the amount of block I have. So if I have 5,000 blocks, I just divide 5,000 by 75. If I divide 5,000 by 75, it will tell me how many days the mason man, it will take the one mason man to finish the block laying, right? So if you run that as a mathematics now, let's say 5,000 divided by 75. So roughly it will give us 67 days. So it means one mason can do this job for 67 days for me. With that, I can plan my resources. I can plan my duration. It means if I'm using one mason, if I have that task as an activity, I will put 57 days. You see how the planning of resources now help you to even get the accurate duration for your activity. I don't know if I'm making sense. So if I'm making sense, please let me know if you are understanding what I'm saying before we enter into the practical.
Yeah, continue.
Okay. All right. Now, let's now go into the resource loading aspect. So in resource loading, I always advise my students, please try as much as you can, right, to either use Excel or MS Word to write out your resources. Now, look at how it goes. It's very simple because these are the planning job now. I will sit down here and we say, look, resources. Let me say resources. I open MS Word. You can see the way I place it by the side. That I will be looking at. I place it by the side so that I will be looking at the resources and I will be seeing what I'm doing. Okay. So first of all, I say contract award. In contract award, which resources do I need to do it? Okay. So, okay, let me use this. Then I will transfer it up. In contract award, which resources do I need to am I using here? So I will first of all I will say, look, I need my project manager. I say I need project manager. Okay. Who else do I need? The planner should be there. Who else do I need? Let's say QAQC. Okay, let's say managing director, MD. MD should be there. Project manager and planner. Yeah. These guys can go for the meeting and sign the project off. Yeah. So when we come back, going for kickoff meeting. So kickoff meeting, I can use the PM, project manager. Let me just make this one PM. I can use the project manager. I can also use the planner. I can use the QA/QC, which is quality assurance and quality control. I will also use the HAC. In this kickoff meeting, the document control guy. This kickoff meeting, then the, let's say, mechanical engineer, because this is a mechanical work, so mechanical engineer, okay. So site visit, the same thing. So for site visit, I just take planner. We don't need QAQC. You see the way I'm writing it out. Why am I writing them out? But we need mechanical engineer. Why I'm writing it out so that we know the right resources and where I'm going to assign it. Now, what I'm doing here now is on this place, I have this. So I will now come down here. I will come down here to now start writing it out. I will write all those names I've mentioned only once. So I will come here and say in this project, the first person I need is the PM. First person. Next person, I need the managing director, MD. So next person is the planner. Okay. Also, I need the QAQC. Okay. Then I will go ahead and I will list out all the names of the people that are going to do this job. But remember what I did? I started assigning it from here. So for a start, I advise students to use this method. Oh, my students, I always advise them, please use this method. It's very important, right? So, but when you get familiar with things, you don't need this method. I can just start creating my resources on my own without looking at this. Already, I know people that will be doing it. But as a starter, ensure you use this method. Okay. I don't know if there's any question. So this is how we are going to do it. So I will go ahead and do it on my own time to highlight all the personnel that we need, right? I will now start adding it. I will now list them out. I will send to us so we can create them and assign them. So let's look at how to create the resources itself. What we just did is how to generate resources, right? How to generate resources, you look at the activity, and if you don't understand who is doing the activity, please, you need to ask your project manager, right? Let's say, for instance, this measure and cut. So measure and cut, who does it is the filter guys, right? We call them weather support, or we call them filter guys. So they are the ones that take the measurement and they will go to the lay down with their cutting machine and they'll cut the pipe, load it inside a truck. They'll bring it to the fabrication yard, right? The same filter guys, they are the ones that normally do the filleting, which is chamfering the pipe so that you can join two of them together. It's the filter guys that does it. Then the same filter guys, the tack welding is the welder that does the tack welding. So the welder comes in and tack weld. Then we have QAQC. They are the ones that do the document dimension control. So we also have full welding. The welder guys does it, right? So the QAQC comes in again and do the dimension control. So we have NDT inspectors, right? They are the ones that carry out the NDT. Then we have hydro test, which is hydro tester. So they are the ones that carry out the hydro test, okay? Then coating, we have the painters. They are the ones that do the coating and the loaders. So under this loadout, here you need a truck, which means a truck driver will be there. You also need some helpers, people that will help, or possibly we can call them, if it's a big pipe, you won't use human being, you use crane. So you will now use what we call the crane operator, the trailer operator. You have the what do they call these guys that normally goes with the crane people? All these remind me. All these
Vansman.
so all the advancement or the last man. So always go around with the crane people, so we also include them. So this is where you do the resource loading, okay? So, but let's look at how to create the resources and how to assign the resources. Now, we have gotten a little idea how to identify the resources, right? Who does what? And I've told you, if you don't know, please ask. Nothing wrong about it. You can also browse out, okay? You can browse out, but before you must have finished this course and do 1 or 2 practical, you will understand what happened between all these grants and how it goes and people that does those jobs, right? And even when you don't know, nothing wrong as a planner not knowing, but you need to ask. Yes, you need to ask the engineers. They will tell you, even this duration, right? But when you have the idea, you can be able to do a schedule and allow them to criticize it. Okay, criticize it means going through it and telling you this one is okay, this one is not okay. Yeah. Okay, so now let's start. So to create resources, pretty simple. First thing you do is to go to project. Sorry, go to enterprise. Click on resources. Resources will open. If your own is blank, nothing to worry. Okay. You click on add. It will show you this. You activate all the filter. It will load. I have a lot in mice, but in your own, you might not have much. So I need to minimize all these things. I like minimizing them. So I've minimized them. So I want to load, create a resources down here. So I don't want any interference. So I come down here, I click. When I click, you see it here is under ASA. I don't want it to be under ASA. I will use this arrow to move it to the left, okay? So I've moved it to the left and a lot of things is open here. So I will need to close all of them. I just want to, I don't want anything to be confusing. Okay, so this is it, okay? So now I rename it. I give it a name. I can call it, let's say, decommissioning and installation works. Okay, so now I start creating. I will add another one under it. Here, I just call it PM, let's say MD. Let's say MD. Then under description, I will write, under this, I will select human being. So please take note, we have 3 types of resources. One is labor. Labor means human being doing the job. 2 is material. Material means all the consumables like cement, right? Like for the welding job we are doing, we have material like electron. Electron is a material, we are using it, we exhaust it, okay? So all the rods, they are all materials, okay? Then we have non-materials, they are equipment. The welding machine is a non-material, right? So that's just how it is. So we load all of them. So this one is a human being, we use the labor. Then he's working for 8 hours, agreed. So here, I will write the MD here, managing director here, while here, I will write it in full. I will write it in full. Okay, so I will go ahead now. I will create others. So I will create my project manager, which is PM. Then I will write it in full here. He's also a human being. I will also proceed. I will enter here. I will put planner. I will put it as plan. And I will write planner here. Okay, let me finish it. Let me complete it. All right, go ahead, Jude.
Okay, I wanted to say that the commissioning and the installation works, we didn't add the code. Should we leave it at this arrow 1?
Okay. So you can
Okay.
abbreviate it. You can abbreviate it. You can put D and I. Okay, you can just abbreviate it. Thanks for that question. Okay. Yeah.
All right.
So I will go for the QAQC. So I will put QA stroke QC. Under here, I will put quality control. So I will go for NDT. So since you also, okay, let me say mechanical engineer. I will say mech eng. Yeah, I will say mechanical engineer. Okay, so I will come back here again. I will go for, so the weathers are the last things I'm going to do. So let me put one equipment, okay? So under here, I will put machine. Then under here, I will put welding machine. Okay, so I will move it here. Then I will change this. Remember I said it's an equipment to non-label. Okay, so I will go ahead. Let me put crane operator. Or let me put trailer operator. Okay, it's telling me that there's an operator that exists. So because of that, it's just putting one in front. I will put trailer operator. Okay, let me just put it TO, trailer operator. Okay, so this is how you are going to load all the whole resources, right? As you are loading it, you are confirming this day and hours. This is the hours they are going to work. Okay. There's another type of resource loading. Okay. I will also show us we can increase this hour to 16 if that's what we want them to be doing. Okay, let's say for instance the filter. So the filter guys, they don't work one person. If you go to fabrication workshop, those of us in MSCR, if you go to fabrication workshop, you find out that 2 filter is meant to be assigned to do a filtering job, like to cut or to do. So one will be looking after one. Yeah, that's how they work. So we are going to make them increase. So the 2 persons now, I will give them 16 hours instead of 8 hours. So I will put filter team 1. The filter guys, I want to make them in team, or let me say, okay, let's say filter. So I will say filter team 1. So this team 1 is 2 persons. So since it's 2 persons, I'll come here, I will put 18 and 16. So 16 means 2 persons. It means each time these people are working, it's going to tell me that the effort they are going to put is 16 hours, not 8 hours. And when all these ones, project manager and whatsoever is working, they are putting only effort for 8 hours. Okay, so I will come back again. I will click this. I will put filter 2. Filter 2, I will put it filter team 2. Let me just copy what I have here and paste it and just change the 1 to 2. So I'll also put 16 hours. Okay, so each of these filter will be assigned to welder. So I'll put a welder guy. I will put welder 1. I will also put welder 1. Then I will click again to add the second one. I will put welder 2. And here I will also put welder 2. Okay, so these welder guys, They are one welder, so it's okay. So we add one welder, 2 filter, while the QAQC guys move around to inspect their job. And if there's anyone we did not remember at Deepin we have written it down. I'll be looking at it now and I'll be typing. At Deepin we have it written down. I'll just be looking at it, I'll be typing, right? But since I don't have it, so anyone, okay, for procurement team, please let's put procurement. Let's say procurement officer. Procure. So here, let me say procurement officer. Okay, one person. All right, this is just pretty. So now this is how to create the resources. I'm done creating the resources. Now what I did here is to create the resources by thread, but why for the filter? I'm creating it by resource name or MD. They are all the name of the resources. Why for filter, I'm creating it by resource thread. So these guys are filter. So we just group them together and we increase the unit per time, which is the unit and the time they are going to work. Okay. So now I can go back to activity. You can see here is the resources now. I go back to activity and I will start assigning. Okay. To assign it, normally you might not see your resources here. You see my resources here. Most times it's not there. Let me remove this one and put it back so that you see it. This is the resources here. Can you hear me? Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay,
Yes,
so
we can hear
you
you.
want to start in your own, you might not see the resources here. All you need to do is to right click anywhere here. You just right click, okay? Then you click on column. Column will appear. So under this column now, resources is under list. So you select, check all these plus here, open list, click on the plus, it will open. So look at resources here. Then I want it to appear here. I click on where I want it to appear and I click on this add to list. You see the resources here. I'll click on apply. If I click on apply, you see it, it will come here, this space here. I will say apply. You see the resources here now. I will say okay. So under this resources column, this is where I will start assigning my resources. Okay. Now, to see the resources I'm going to be assigning, I will come down here. I will expand this inside. I'll be seeing it very well. I will expand this one also. This is resources column. So kickoff meeting. We have already agreed. Look at what we have agreed to be assigned in kickoff meeting. That's why you see why I say my student, you should write it down before you start. So it will be very flexible. PM, planner, and MD. And they are going to work here only 2 hours. Remember, this is a 2 hours meeting. Okay. So I will come under these resources and I will click on contract award. I will quickly go to planner. I see planner here. I will say add. Let me move it here so you'll be seeing it. I will say add. You see, I've added planner. So if you want to see it, I will come under these resources here. Currently, we're under relationship. I will say resources. So you will see what you have added. Now, since I've added it here, and this is a 2 hours meeting, you see the default unit per time is 8 hours, right? So I need to change the unit per time so that I will be able to get out of the 8 hours, I will change the maximum unit per time to 2 hours only. That's what they are going to do. Now look at how P6 does some calculation. P6 will tell me that this is 1 day, right? Is a day. It will tell me that a day times, our calendar is not right. Okay, this guy can work 8 hours. It's supposed to give me 8 here, but it's giving me 22. So, but let me just check something. Maximum unit per time it should work is 2. So our calendar is not right, so I need to figure it out. So what he's doing is that it should multiply 8 hours per day times 1 here. It's supposed to give us projected labor unit of 8, not 22. So I'll figure this out and then we need to resolve it. Let me first of all go and check my project, what was assigned. And this calendar, if there's any mistake in it. Let me check project. What was assigned as calendar is this. 8 hours, 5 days calendar. Let me also check the activity. General. Task dependent, which is nice. Piece duration per time. Okay, let me look at let me review this calendar again. So this is the calendar we are using actually. I think so. And it's under global, under modify. Yeah, it's okay. Why is he giving us 22 hours? One, two, three, four. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Okay, I need to debug this. It's okay. It's not supposed to be giving us this. Let me confirm. It's like I scheduled this with dates. Let me check something. Okay. So so this is exactly what happened. So this is supposed to be 8. This is supposed to be 8. Why this is supposed to be 4 times 24? Then this is supposed to be 14 days, which is going to give us. Okay, so I just need to work on this because I was using time. I was actually using time when I converted, so I did not schedule this duration. So let's go and check these ones that I've put the duration very well now. So if I go back and change it, if I change it to this, you will see it here. It's still giving this, so there's a problem. But this one has started working, so this one is still. Let me reschedule. So this one has started working. See the projected labor unit. So it's just going to multiply 8 times 1 here. But this is giving me 0 now. 8 times 1 to give me this 8. Okay. So that if I change the projected labor unit per time, I'll be able to get a reduction in the. So I don't want to confuse you guys. So we are going to take this one more and so that I'll be able to explain what is happening here. So but basically this is how to assign it. So I can go ahead and assign more, just double click it to open. I have my MD, I'll click on add. I have my project manager, I click on add. Okay. So I go to kickoff meeting, the same persons, I click on add. I click on add. Project manager, I click on add. So this is how you are going to do it one after the other until you finish it. Okay. This is how you are going to do it. So you go to the next person again, site visit, one who is going for the site visit, the planner. You click on add the project manager. You click on add. So the QA quality guy. Then the mechanical engineer. Add. So this is how you are going to click on each of them. Then for procurement, we have only procurement officer. He will be the one to do this. Then under procurement again, we have procurement officer. Then under mobilization, we have HR. So I did not have HR. I can go and create HR because he's the one to mobilize, and logistics officer for our equipment. I will go to resources now. I will go back to resources here. I will click HR. So you see why had it been I've written them down, I wouldn't have HR. I wouldn't have start clicking this again. So it's telling me there's a HR assigned there already. So let me use resource, human resource. Human resource. So the next one is logistics officer. These are people that will organize the movement of your material. So I'll just use it here. Okay, so I can proceed to assign. So for the human beings, HR will do the job. Direct workers, HR will do the job. Why for, okay, this one also, HR will do the job. But why for equipment, logistics officer will do the job. Okay, so we now go into the work. So this is how we do it, okay? So basically, this is what you will do for all of them until you are done assigning all the relationship, all the resources. So you can see as I'm adding them, I'm seeing them here. Anyone I click, I'm seeing it here. I'm also seeing it here. Okay. All right, Jude, let me take your question.
Okay, just go back to the resources where we have welding. So it's supposed to be non-labor, but I feel mistakenly clicked on labor. Should be non-labor.
Okay.
No human.
Sorry. Where is that?
Welding machine. We have welding
Okay.
machine.
Okay, let me check.
Okay,
sorry. Yes. Welding
right.
machine is non. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks for that observation. Okay.
All right.
And if you do it, you find out that it has changed. You see that the sample here has changed.
Yeah, true.
All right. All right. So I don't know if there's any further question. We'll stop here for today. This is how to assign and how to create. So I will share this thing online. Please let's create all the resources and assign them. Create all the resources and assign them. That's our assignment. Okay. So by Saturday, we'll proceed further into baselining, exporting, and reviewing of our schedule. I don't know if there's further question. The class, I don't know what happened today. We have only a few persons, but notwithstanding, we'll post the videos online just to make sure that other people benefit from what we have learned. And if they have questions, they can also answer on the platform. Any other question? If we are good, we can call it a day.
I'll be glad if we'll be able to get the video tomorrow. Plus enable. Plus, digest what we have done today. Yeah.
Please, if I did not upload it on time, please just remind me. Okay.
Okay. Then there are some videos you promised to share with us.
Yes, also remind me on the platform, please. A lot of things on our heads, so we can be able to answer most of those things.
All right. Yeah.
All right. Okay, guys, let's have a nice day and enjoy the rest of our day. See you guys on Saturday.
All right. Good night. Good night.